Good early afternoon from Santa Monica. This is Judith Ann Desjardins, Pancreatic Warrior Maiden in my anti-cancer kitchen. I am making one of my staples that I make it every week, which is a huge soup that has a vegetarian base. I've already done finely diced onions and very finely diced carrots in my food processor. I'm bringing you over to see the celery that I've loaded up. I put it on a very coarse grind. I can make this soup in literally 5 minutes. Here goes the celery. Let's do some more. I like to add the very fine tops. What we're making is what they say in French a mirepoix, which are the three basic ingredients for any soup. I think I'll just add these few more. These get finely sauteed so they're very soft. So quick with this Cuisinart Smart Power Duet blender food processor. Not expensive. Found on Amazon, shipped directly. It's fantastic. Okay, we get those out very quickly. Let's take the top of these and add them. Doesn't matter if they come out in different slivers. It's kind of fun to have variety in there. I will get the second portion. Actually, I'm going to show you how I unload it from the food processor. You take the top off. You take out this white piece. Lift it. Yeah, let's lift it, carry it over, and put it into our soup pot. And we let these, as I say, slow cook. Each one of these, onions, carrots, and celery, each have fine qualities to boost the immune system. It's so important when you're on chemotherapy, which I am now for about 5 months, to be counteracting the toxic effects of the chemicals that go into your body. Throughout the cycle of chemotherapy, infusions, and other drugs that are put in, anti-nausea dripped in your port. I had cortisone for, now steroids for an allergic reaction to Oxaliplatin. I I'm going to be adding a good measure of salt for flavor. And then I'm going to be quick food processing a bunch of mushrooms, which are so healthy for cancer patients. Studies have shown over and over that patients who eat mushrooms do much better in treatment than those who do not. So let's take the food processor back. Over here, I'm going to be adding, and put the white piece back in here, the coarse, the finely ground grater, that side up. I like to place it in that direction. Now we're going to be dicing a mixture of shiitake mushrooms, king oyster, shimeji white and brown mushroom mixed, product of China, bought in a Chinese market. Let's have a look here. I absolutely love mushrooms. I'm intrigued by the different shapes and sizes. I have no idea what this mixture is going to taste like, but aren't they wonderful looking? So I'm going to do the same process of loading them into my food processor, top off. Now that top stays on. But you lift out this piece, which is the pusher. So look at these guys. Aren't they interesting? I've never tasted these long ones before. So let's do a bunch of them first. Okay, kiddos. They almost end up looking like pieces of pasta once you finally shred them, which I like because they're just mixed in the soup. You don't notice them. Then if you want to add some coarser chopped pieces, you can do that so that you have a nice bite of both. I'm also going to be adding seaweed, which I'll show you. I'm going to be adding roasted seaweed, and I'm going to be adding spinach, and I'm going to be adding portions of a roasted turkey breast with the bones. So here we go. Let's pop in some shiitakes. We take off the lid. Well, these portions will drop in there. Take off the top part. The white piece. We're going to take this whole lot and toss them into the soup. I keep adding olive oil so this browns nicely. Look at all this beautiful pieces going in here. The beauty of doing soups is that often with chemotherapy you develop nausea, and foods that you normally like become repulsive, and they don't taste the same. I find that sometimes with fruit or cold beverages. I just look at them and I don't feel like eating at all. So when you have this mostly broth soup with all of these wonderful ingredients, it's so welcoming in the morning, noon, or night to have a soup that is nutrient dense, that's simple to digest, and does wonder in rebuilding your immune system. Don't forget that when they put the combination of 2 chemotherapy agents, lots of your immune cells are being killed in the same number and proportion as the cancer cells. And what we want to do is to, in the days you have off and immediately after your infusion, you want to support the regrowth of the healthy killer T cells and whole immune system, your whole microbiome, from your mouth to esophagus, stomach, upper and lower intestines. You want to nourish them and rebuild them so that they are robust and they can continue helping you. I think I have enough mushrooms at this point that I don't need any more, so I'm going to be adding some cumin, which imparts a nice flavor. And is medicinal. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon and just sprinkle it in there. I'm also going to be squeezing in a whole lemon from my Meyer lemon tree. I find that this gives a really nice flavor, so do this quickly. I'm going to get every last bit of goodness in there. So here come the Meyer lemons. I put this little sieve to keep the seeds out. The lemon juice gives a nice kick to the soup, additional flavor, so it's not too bland. I have tried many boxed broth soups and not liked any of them. And In truth, the flavor almost makes me gag. So I said there has to be a better way where I can control all the ingredients and have something that my body loves. That's a good. This just starts to be so aromatic and healthy, vegetable dense. What I'm going to do now is add a bunch of distilled water all the way up to the top. So what I'm looking for is to have large amount of broth to the contents in there. I really want these to be soft. I'm going to be putting my turkey breast with the bones on top of this. The beauty of putting the whole piece in there is that, look at that, this I've roasted, covered it in goat yogurt and lemon, and baked it, roasted it in the oven. Gee, I didn't realize there's so much. You see, I'm getting the bones, which are very healthy. I'm going to break off a portion of this maybe and not use the whole thing. I find that I do not like to eat chicken or turkey right now unless it's in a soup. So I'm going to save this other half for next week. Put it in the freezer. Now what happens when you leave this in the broth is that all the nutrients from the bones and the chicken, the turkey, come into the pot, and when you've cooked this for about an hour, then the turkey starts to shred, which is really nice because then you're not ingesting big clumps of turkey, but just nice smaller amounts. I'm also going to be adding some fresh ginger, but I'm putting it in a tea ball so that I don't get pieces of it. I'm going to add some turmeric as well for seasoning that are from the root. Having trouble getting the lid off my tea thing, but I'm going to do it really quick. I use this great vacuum sealed small container to store my ginger and turmeric, and it keeps, I've had them in there for at least a month. This is the turmeric. I'm going to do some of the ginger and put them in the tea ball. I'm removing the skin on the turmeric, and I'll do the same thing with the ginger. These are the pieces of ginger and turmeric. I'm putting a lid on them so that after they've done the job in the soup, I can just pull them out and I don't have to chew them and find them intolerable. May have to get a new one of these containers because it's a little hard to work with. Okay, there we go. I'm going to drop this in. And I would say we're just about ready for our liquid to be added. I'm going to keep adding until I get right to the top. It's so wonderful to be able to control the exact contents of what you're putting in your own creation. At the end of the, I would say, 1 hour cooking, I'm going to be adding at the last the sliced leaves of spinach, and adding tofu, and adding the seaweed. And believe me, this is fabulous. I can go and take a run while this is slowly cooking, and I guarantee this will speed your recovery, rebuild your immune system, and just protect your body. One final note is, I have found in my cancer journey that I love coming up with recipes, working in my beautiful kitchen, having a sense of pride and empowerment, and it's not too messy looking. It cleans up really well. So I encourage everyone, you must give yourself good nutrition in order to thrive during cancer treatment. Thank you and bless you.